You're listening to All Marine Radio on the All Warrior Radio Network.
Tell me about your Navy Cross. First, let me ask you a blunt question. The things you did that day, did you think you were doing anything special, or did you think you were just doing what you were supposed to do?
No, I don't feel like I did anything special at all. I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do. In fact, I felt like there was probably more I could have done. Looking back, I kick myself in the ass every day, and it's like, why didn't you do this, or why didn't you do that? And it's something that I struggle with. I've tried to move past that, but it's just something that still bothers me to this day. What else could I have done? Or you just second guess yourself. And like 2 or 3 houses into a clearing, the guys on the other side of the street, I just heard AKs and M16 fire open up. So I grabbed my guys that I had, and we ran across the street, and it was a hornet's nest. They were pinned down. Most of the Marines were pinned down on the second floor of the house. And it was in the area of Fallujah where it was the big houses.
Right.
Kind of the rich areas, what I tell people.
Yep.
Nicer houses.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, but this just went on and on. I mean, this was 2.5, 3 hours of going back and forth. The whole time, the Marines were on the second story fighting for their lives. And we just, we couldn't get to them because of the amount of firepower that was up there. And then finally, another group of Marines were able to jump from the house beside us as we were fighting with the Mujin side, occupying them. They were able to retrieve our Marines that had been killed and wounded and get them out of that house. But it was intense. I mean, but I don't look at myself like I did like I said earlier. I was just trying to keep people alive and do what I was trained to do, which is lead Marines. And, the real heroes that day paid the ultimate sacrifice. And I had guys beside me, Philip Levine, Steve Snell, Jerome Smokes, Doc Sonny. I mean, those are the real heroes. And then, obviously, our 3 Marines that paid the ultimate sacrifice. I just happened to have the opportunity to serve with these awesome Marines. And, Yeah, I believe we got home around April or May of '05. And it was definitely time to come home. With the battalion as a whole, we got hit pretty hard over there. I think we lost 19 Marines. And it was definitely time to come home. And got back to Pendleton. And it was just weird. It was weird coming home, 3 Marines shy than what we went over there with. Feeling like a complete failure,
Explain that, because people don't understand that. Here you are, a Navy Cross winner, feeling like a failure. Why did you feel like a failure?
Well, your goal, you want to go over there, you want to lead, you want to kick ass, take names, and bring everybody home. That's the name of the game. And that didn't happen. And in my mind, I failed, or we didn't get to them fast enough in that house to allow them to escape. And that's just several of us I think, live with that to this day.
That in spite of what you did, the inability to get there quick enough means that you failed, and that's what leaders live with in combat at the small unit level.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I had spent, it was about a year and a half after we had gotten back home when I received the award.
Right.
So I'd been dealing with this and trying to control it, and I wasn't doing a very good job of controlling these issues to begin with. And when I got that award, it just opened everything. It was like a brand new wound. And it brought everything to the forefront. And it was like everything just came right back to me. And it was like, you're right. You know, everybody's coming up to you, hey, congrats, congrats, congrats. And it's like, oh my God, man, I shouldn't have this. I don't want this. I can't deal with this. I don't need this. I want those 3 Marines back.
What was the first sign that you knew that you had changed?
I think before I went, I was very tight with my money. I made sound decisions with my money. I wasn't a real big drinker. I mean, I'd go out and have some drinks every once in a while, but I wasn't wild. And when I came back, I was blowing through my money like crazy. I was drinking like a fish. I mean, to excess every single night. I was that guy that was filling up on the PT run and would keep going. And but everybody else around me was doing the same thing, so I just chalked it up to, well, hell, we're all just dealing with stuff. Yeah, it was getting ugly.
All right,
Wheels were falling off.
Your story is not an uncommon story. You know, what's uncommon about you is the Navy Cross that gets piled on top of it, and then, you know, and then there's notoriety that comes with that, right?
No, it was like one day I get this award. The next day, you know, I'm getting relieved as a drill instructor for PTSD. I feel like my career is over, but then I have this Navy Cross and the Marine Corps sending me around to, you know, I went to all these events and I met everybody in the Marine Corps and I was hanging out at all these black tie events and it was too much. It was way too much. And, you know, I spent time out on the road. I did a speaking tour with Marcus Luttrell and a couple other guys.
Okay.
It just, the boozing and the just bad decisions, and it just had spiraled out of control.
Do you remember the first time you thought about taking your life?
Yeah, it had gotten to be commonplace, actually.
What?
I'd be out on my motorcycle, and I'd be riding 70 miles an hour in a 25 zone, praying somebody would pull out and I'd hit them. Or I would drink a fifth of Jack Daniels and hope that I wouldn't wake up. Or, you know, I had all these thoughts, but I actually went home to Ohio on leave when I got relieved as a drill instructor, and it got a little more serious once I got back to Ohio and was away from, I felt my career was over.
Right.
I grabbed a rifle, took a bunch of pills, and luckily my father-in-law heard me getting into the gun case, and he came out and grabbed the rifle from me, and thank God.
Would you have killed yourself that night?
You know, I was in such a bad, dark place. I don't know if I was just, I I think I would have. I was at rock bottom.
You're listening to All Marine Radio on the All Warrior Radio Network.